What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We're today kind of doing a 2-for-1. I don't know how much we're going to get into the other one. We're definitely going to be getting into this BMW 650i, mainly because I have a gentleman that came out here the other day and he bought my trailer, my old trailer that you guys saw from Custom Trailers. He purchased that, took it back down to Texas with him, and he saw this and he said, "Hey, man," he said, I'll buy this right now from you. And I told him, well, you know, I got a little bit of work to do for it to it first. I don't want to just send it down the road without getting the work done on it. He said, let me know what you want for it. And I thought about it. I said, I don't know, like $3,500. It's a good car. It's also a car that everybody knows you shouldn't buy, and he's aware of this. He's a dealer, by the way. I know everybody's going to be like, wait a minute, he's selling to the public. No, not yet. I'm still waiting for the state of Oklahoma to come out and do their inspection. They have not done it yet, so currently, we can only sell to other dealers, only wholesale at this point in time. But like I said, the guy is a dealer, so it's no big deal. He said he'd pick it up. I told him, let me change the bumper, let me change this tail light, and let me try to get the AC fixed on this car, because the AC it comes on, but it blows super hot. I said, if I can fix it, I'll fix it. And he said, well, if you can't, it's no big deal. He's going to drive it with the top down anyway. And he said, I know they're horrible cars. He said, but I've always wanted one. I just want to drive it and enjoy it. And I said, okay. I said, well, then there it is, man. So I figured this is probably the next one to get done so we can get it moved on out of here. $3,500, you guys tell me. Good price, bad price? I'm happy with it. I guess that's all that matters. And I think he's getting a pretty good deal at $3,500. This is a lot of car for $3,500, guys. With that said, this car is also a lot of risk, man. These things are notorious for having severe engine problems. Primarily, I think, the valve train is notorious for the valve seals leaking, causing it to smoke like a son of a gun when it's sitting at an idle. I was very concerned because when we first got this car, that's exactly what it was doing. Thankfully, after driving it for a while, I have not seen any smoke come out of this car since. Even when I've let it sit and idle for 30 or 40 minutes while I was moving cars around to mow the lawn, never seen any smoke come out of this car since then. So I think it's fine. Somebody's done some work on the front of the engine. We've seen there's some new parts down there. I don't know what they are. I think they're also notorious for timing chain problems as well. Basically, everybody knows they're just not great cars. There's also a coolant. Jason S. told me there's like a coolant pipe that runs underneath the intake that is impossible to get to, and that thing is notorious for breaking as well. But with all that aside, it's actually not a bad looking car. The front bumper's got a little bit of damage right here. It's missing the little cover for the tow hook. And the damage, it's a clean title car also, but the damage, it's got matching tires. Beautiful, beautiful tires, good tread. Needs a taillight, which I purchased. Needs a bumper because something got in here and just tore this bumper up, man. So that's the goal for today. My goal is to get this bumper and the taillight changed out, and fixing the air conditioning, I already did it. I did it without you. I came in here and I hooked a gauge up to it. I noticed the air compressor was running, cooling fan was running, air conditioning was on, it was blowing hot. Hooked my gauge up to it, sucker was in the red. Somebody had this thing massively overcharged. So I let a ton of Freon out into my collector, disposed of properly, and then I made sure to top it up just a touch until it was right where it should be. Air conditioning came back nice and cold. Next, we got this Mustang over here. This is another one. This is going to be next on my list to get out of here. I'm working on cars to get rid of, guys. That's what we're actually doing right now. Is we are trying to get rid of some cars, and this one was one of the ones that I was going to let Nick pick from, if you remember, and he actually really liked the little car. It's a V6 Mustang, but even so, it's a pretty quick little car, man. Oh my goodness. Currently, the only problem that I have with this car, I think the air conditioning is lukewarm. I don't think it's ice cold, but I'm willing to bet it just needs a little charge and it would probably come right back to life. But this battery, it's dated 8 of 24. This should be a good battery. It's a Duralast Gold, so I have no doubt this battery is going to come back to life. But if you take a look at what we're working with here, look at that. We've got major corroded terminals here. They're turning colors, guys. We got greens and purples and whites. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to clean this up. I'm going to take this battery out. We're going to put it on charge, and hopefully we can salvage that battery. I don't want to have to pay to replace it. Unfortunately, AutoZone is one of those places where I have gone to replace a battery that's under warranty because it's got a date code right on the side of it, and they'll say, receipt, please. Walmart, not the case. Walmart ties like the purchase of the battery to the barcode. So as long as you got a barcode, you should be good even without a receipt. And O'Reilly, obviously, we just went there and got over $600 worth of batteries for free replaced because they were under warranty. So I've been shopping less and less at AutoZone lately. We're going to clean this up. Let's get this thing set somewhere. I'm out of room. I got to get rid of some of these cars. Let's get this thing set up over here. Let's get it cleaned up. Let's put it on charge. And while that's doing its thing, we can come over here and see what we got to do to replace this bumper. Now, I've had a lot of you asking about the Lexus as well, telling me that I need a special like scan tool to work on that car. And you're right. And as it turns out, I can't believe it, but I found this. I have the scan tool that should work on the Lexus. This is an old school OBD1 reader, guys. It's an old one. Well, I mean, it's new, but it's old, okay? We've got all the different adapters in here for all the different models and makes, and guess what we have? Do you know what this is right here? That's for the Toyota / Lexus. Bingo. We have the connector right here. So don't worry, we're going to get back on the Lexus soon, and of course the police cars. We're going to have to throw some batteries in them and see what happens. I've got my BMW 100 electronic contact cleaner. This is generally my go-to for most things, unless it's like saltwater flood. If I'm dealing with major corrosion from saltwater, I actually have a specific brand that I use. None of these are cheap, but this is Deoxit D5. Okay, this is really good stuff. It's also not cheap. Neither is the BMW 100, but I'll put a link below in case you do any work on cars yourself, especially with electronics or computers, motherboards, anything, PCBs. This stuff is great to use, man. I'm going to spray a little on here, just like that. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to scrub and clean these terminals here. Look at that. Look how clean that is already. Look at this. We're already going to have a major difference in the connection here. And then what you can do is it's got a little scraper on the top as well. You can come through here and just kind of clean up the top of the post as well. If there's anywhere along the bottoms or the sides that it didn't reach, get those. Of course, you can use a wire brush as well, but this'll do just fine. And hopefully, with any luck, we can bring this battery back to life. Because every time I come out to this Mustang, I have to jump start it. I know the car is not much of a looker. Believe me, I understand that. But it's not a bad car, man. It's not. Nick drove it. We took it on the 10-mile drive. And the damn thing did pretty good, man. It rode and drove great. It's got decent tires. Even though the convertible top looks kind of shoddy, it doesn't leak when it rains. This car's never had any... We've had some doozy thunderstorms out here, and this car's never gotten wet. It just, it's not pretty. This is delaminating some, and somebody put some tarry goo up there to hold it back in, and it's just, it's not holding up well. But the car itself doesn't look too bad, especially if you drop the top. And yes, the top works, and hopefully by the end of this video, the air conditioning is going to work as well. So now that I've got the terminals all cleaned up, I'm going to grab some of my, where is it? We'll just use this. I've got this stuff strung all over the shop. Just give the battery a quick little spray, because why not? And wipe down just to make it look a little better, a little more presentable. Look at that. See, just a few minutes cleaning goes a long way, guys. Look how much better this thing looks than it did when we first started this. Is it necessary? Probably not. But, you do see the battery when you pop the hood, so why not make it look halfway presentable? There. Now we can get this thing on charge, and I don't have to worry about it trying to eat the clamps on my charger and start corroding them. I'm going to put this thing on charge real quick, guys, and then we're going to come back and replace the terminals. All right, we're going to start with the negative terminal, and like I showed you earlier, it is This is so gross. I should probably be wearing gloves. These are almost always going to be 11s. Doesn't really matter what car you're working on. You can pretty well bet they're going to be 11s. We're going to have to really clean up these wires. No wonder it wasn't charging, man. Yeah, when things are looking this bad, you just got to do it right. Take it apart, clean everything, go back with new parts, and hope you can save these wires. I'm sure we can. Let's take a look. See. Whoa! Where are you guys going, man? Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Let me get a brush. Let's try to clean these up. All right, just start one wire at a time. Of course, I got the BMW 100 again. We're going to kind of soak her down, and then hit it with a metal brush. Really get in there and try to bring that copper color back. Don't be afraid to touch it, twist it, and whatever else you got to do, man. Get in there and really make sure this is cleaned up. Now, if this does not look like it's cleaning up, and if you notice that you have a lot of corrosion deep inside, then you're going to want to cut these wires. You can cut them. I mean, there's plenty of room, guys. You could cut them inches down. Just make sure it still reaches the battery. But cut them down until everything's clean, and then strip it, and then you should be good to go. But generally speaking, most of the time, this stuff will clean up, just like this. See what I mean? Look at that. Look how good that looks. Technically, I could be using carburetor cleaner on this. It's a lot cheaper than the BMW 100, but it's fine. See how nice that looks? Look at that. Much better. And then in contrast, this is what we started with. So you tell me, which one would you use in your car? So that there's no possibility we get these wires mixed up and forget which ones are hot and which ones are ground. Once we finish one, we're going to go ahead and put the connector on it, the terminal, so that there is no possibility ever if we are going to, that we're going to get the wrong wires stuck together here. Now, sometimes it helps. First of all, if you open this all the way, stick your wire in there. And sometimes it does help if you kind of twist these up a little bit. You could use pliers for this, or channel locks, or pretty much whatever you want. Just make sure you get these things in here. Come on. There we go. Just plug these things in here like this. This is the ground side, so this isn't nearly as important to make sure everything is in the way it's supposed to, is the positive. You don't want any wire strands hanging out on the positive side, guys. So once you get it in, it's important that you tighten these evenly, because if not, you're going to get one side really tight, the other side is going to be really loose. So kind of tighten that down, then come over here to this side. Tighten it down, and then over here. And just kind of back and forth with it until the whole thing is nice and evenly tightened down and your wires aren't trying to come out anymore. We are almost done. I'm not going to make you guys watch the positive terminal. Same deal as this side. There we go, good and tight. And look how much better that looks than it did before. All right, time to move over to the BMW 650. I think I want to start with the bumper, and then we'll figure out what it takes to get that taillight out. I just took a peek at the taillight, and that thing does not look like fun. I am fairly certain that pretty much everything back here, let me get a light for you guys, is going to be an 8 mil. Kind of peek back here, you see the bolts there? Yeah. I'm pretty sure all of that, and then there's one way up here at the top, kind of hiding. But I think that's all going to be 8 mils. So let's find out. Am I right? I'm right. All right, so I'm going to start with 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 little 8 mil bolts. I'm going to get all of these out, and then we're going to start working our way around, try to figure out what all actually holds this bumper into place, And it's got the parking sensors as well. All right, so this one was actually a 10. The rest of them were 8s. As soon as you get it off, I mean, things just start... Wow. I mean, this thing seems like it's ready to just come apart now. Now, I'm sure there's going to be, I don't know, maybe this right here. A couple of Torx bits right here. I would assume those are probably holding the bumper on as well. And I think we'd be safe to assume also that underneath, probably going to be some clips or, oh, the clips are all, they're all missing? I don't see any. What the hell holds this bumper on? Huh? Okay. Well, obviously something's holding this thing on, right? I mean, she's solid. So there is something holding this on. We may have to get this up in the air. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the other side apart. I'm going to take these 2 Torx bits out of the middle because I'm certain those are holding on to something. And if it still doesn't want to come off, then we'll get this thing up in the air and we'll start checking underneath and try to figure out what is holding this bumper together. So I kind of cheated a little bit, and I took this bumper so I could kind of see where everything goes. Just as I suspected, pretty simple. You've got a couple screws here, the one up top. We've got the bumper upside down. Looks like there's supposed to be some kind of a clip here. Then there's a giant clip-on thing on the bottom. We're going to take a flathead and we're going to pop that off. Looks like maybe a couple screws or a couple clips there. Same thing over here, another clip. And then screw, screw, screw. And then, yes, in the center, where I showed you guys right there, those 2 screws do hold the bumper in. Now, unfortunately, I'm a little pissed off with this bumper. This is from Aesop, I think is the name of it. I actually paid over $400 for this bumper. It was listed as a grade A bumper. It was in Kansas City, Missouri, and they shipped it to Tulsa, where Monkey Wrench Mike picked it up. So I know you guys are going to be like, well, if you didn't like it, you shouldn't have taken it. I did not take possession of this. Monkey Wrench Mike went and picked it up, and obviously he didn't know what condition the bumper was supposed to be in. He just said, hey, if you want, I'll pick up the bumper for you, and he did. Then when I got it, I was like, oh my God. Like, take a look at this, guys. The bumper is ripped. That plastic is cut and ripped. Look at this. Look at the gouges. It's ripped here. I mean, this bumper is in awful condition. I guess it's better than the one I got, but it was over $400 for this bumper. They had it listed as a grade A. To me, that's like a grade C. All right, that is a really rough bumper. My bumper is better all the way around except for this corner. I probably could have just taken this, honestly. I probably could have taken this bumper to Maaco separately, had them clean it up, patch it, paint it, and this bumper would have looked brand new for probably, I don't know, the same price, maybe $400. It is what it is, though. I mean, this is what we're left with. Unfortunately, the bumper is mine, and there's nothing I can do about it. And it is not Monkey Wrench Mike's fault. He did me a favor. And again, he didn't know what the bumper was supposed to look like. And I had no way of knowing what the bumper looked like because I'm not the one that went and got it. I just assumed they were being, you know, honest. Oh, well. I digress. Let me sit you guys down here because now we get into this part. There's something going on here. It looks like... What the hell? So there could be some clips, but it looks like there aren't any. So what, you just pop these out? Like get a screwdriver in here and kind of, and then what, grab the bumper and pull it? Uh-oh. Well, that didn't go well. Okay, maybe I'm doing this wrong. It looks like the bumper, I mean, there's still wires on it, but it looks like, oh, yeah. I was going to say, it looks like the bumper should just kind of, just kind of pull off. Oh, there's my missing sensor. I was wondering where that went. All right. So there should be a wire harness under here somewhere. All we got to do is... there it is. it's right there. Find this, and well, you'd think it would disconnect easily from here. Don't tell me we got to disconnect it somewhere in the trunk, which would mean we've got to take all of this apart. They cut it, didn't they? Yeah, they cut the harness. Unbelievable. So they ruined the wiring harness for this. This was supposed to be included with all the sensors, which it is, but instead of salvaging the harness and just disconnecting it inside the car, they just lopped it off. So, so what that means is all of the little connectors, you've got one here, here, and here, and here, and you've got one here, 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 here. All of these have to be disconnected. This harness has to be pulled out and stripped, and then we have to use the harness from this bumper. So I'm gonna have to go through and take all of this off. It's so lazy, man. So lazy. A few minutes. I get it though. They're a parts breaker. You know, they're not in the habit of taking things apart to make it easy for the next guy. It's cutting things and doing what you got to do to get it done quickly to get the parts sold and out the door. All right, well, was that the end of the world? No, it wasn't. It's a little frustrating, but not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Took me all of an extra 2 minutes to just unplug everything, which I guess is what they're assuming most people were going to do anyway. I do want you to take a look at this bumper, though. Seriously. I want you to compare these. Aside from this is a light bump. This could have been fixed up, okay? Let's compare it to what we got right here. There we go. Let's see if it'll even stand on its own. Okay, new bumper, all banged up. Even on the corner, scraped up. Deep gouges in the sides. Look at this thing. And then look at this bumper. And you tell me, which bumper? I feel like I'm putting on a worse bumper. That's what I feel like. It does not seem natural to me to install this bumper. There's nothing I can do about it though. I'm going to stop harping on it now. Next, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to strip these out. All right. Get this wire harness out, and I don't know, in case you're doing it for yourself and you're wondering where's everything located. Okay, all these have little push tabs, super simple, and the wiring harness is clipped in with these little clips all the way around. Okay, obviously this is one of your backup sensors. They can be a little stuck on there. And they can be a little crispy. I'm sure you can hear how crispy that sounds, right? Same thing here, just pull, really get in there and pry. License plate lights. It's a little bit easier if you get in here and just do all this first before trying to pull the harness out. And this harness is already destroyed anyway, so we can't hurt anything, right? Oh, this one's stuck. That one's going to be fun. That one's stuck, so we're going to have to get a screwdriver or something out for that one. I know I'm scraping it all on the ground. This one's stuck too. Perfect. Anyway, once you've got it, you just pull it out of these little clips here. All right. These suckers, boy, these are in there. My word. Same thing here. Just pull all these out, just like this. And then your factory harness is going to go in exactly the same way. And if you forget how it goes, well, you just watch me do it, so now you know. And in case I forget, now I know where all this goes when it's time to put it all back together. Leave it to BMW to overcomplicate a taillight. You know what I mean? I'm going to take you in here and I'm just going to kind of show you guys what I'm dealing with. Let me move that wire harness out of the way. So, you know, I thought I should just be able to take this off and just pop it out, right? No. You got a clip right here. There's a clip hiding up there. You got little clip things here that's got to come out. Then you got to pull the weather stripping off, okay? Pull that off. But that's not all, because then you get back here, and they've got screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips screws. But wait, on top of those Phillips screws, they put these little caps. So you can't tell they're Phillips screws. It makes you think that these are some kind of clips, but they're not. These are just caps. So you have to get in there with a screwdriver, and you have to pop the caps off. Then you have to get in there with a Phillips screwdriver and take out the Phillips screws. Once you do that, you think, you ready to pop this out? Wait, what's going on? Why won't this come out? Oh, wait, nope, there's more. Hold on. Take a look down here. BMW, in their infinite wisdom, decided we needed quarter-turn screws in the bottom of this thing. 2 of them, 1 on each side. Those quarter-turn screws have to be turned loose so you can get this out. And then, maybe, I can't even guarantee, but maybe, there we go. No? Oh, come on, give me a break. You gotta be kidding me. It still won't slide out. I'm telling you, man, this car is it's starting to get on my nerves a little bit, just a little bit. So what do we got to do here? All that falls, and then what? Does this come out? Oh, okay. You got to take these silly little clips out then. Okay, then those go back there. Hopefully it doesn't get lost in the abyss. And then this all slides off? You gotta be kidding me. There we go. Oh my goodness, really? For a taillight? Are you serious? For a taillight. And I probably just lost half of everything. All right, so hopefully now we can move this out of the way. There we go. There we go. Now we're in. Okay. Let me get my little light set up here a little better. Now we're in. This little 8 mils got to come off. Looks like you got a couple more 8 mils, one down here, one up here. Then there's a wiring harness that plugs in. We'll have to figure all that out here in a minute. But let's get the 8 mils out. Let's pop this taillight assembly out of here. All right, once we've got our 3 8 mils out, it's loose. Come on. There we go. Now all we got to do is figure out how this comes out. We have, looks like, 1 wiring harness. There we go. Easy peasy. Hup! Ha! All right. Somewhere over here, I've got a new used one that I got from. Where is it? I got it from eBay. It was only like 25 bucks. Not a perfect taillight. It's a little, scuffed up or whatever, but it's not in bad shape. Where did it go? Don't worry. I just stepped on my old broken sensors, which I need to go ahead and just pick these up and throw these away before I end up hurting myself even more. Okay, well, give me a minute, guys. Apparently, I lost my new taillight. Well, this is unfortunate. Here we go again with more incompetence. It just, it shouldn't be this difficult when you sell parts to make sure you sell the quality parts you say you're selling and make sure you're selling the right parts for the car that you say you're selling them for. So yet again, we run into another problem. I'm excited. Okay, I know the bumper is scraped up. I know the bumper. In some ways it looks better than the other one because at least it's not crashed, okay? It's not crashed over here. And here's some good news, all right? The majority of what's damaged over here is going to be covered up by a license plate. You're never going to see it anyway. Unfortunately, all of these scrapes and honestly, the bumper needs to be repainted. That's what it needs. It needs to be sanded. It needs to be repainted. You need to fill in. Look at this. Just a grade A. You're out of your mind, man. Needless to say, I'm in a bad mood right now. I was in a bad mood from the bumper, But I kind of got over it. And I was like, hey, you know what? It went back together easy, super easy. It ain't a big deal to replace a bumper, guys. And I was like, let's put this light in, and this is gonna make the whole thing worthwhile right here, right? Let's put this light in. Oh, I must be putting it in upside down. Hold on, it must go this direction, right? This must be how it fits, right? Oh wait, no, it don't fit that way either. Wait a minute, if it don't fit that way, and it don't fit that way, what does that mean? What does that mean? It means they sent me the wrong taillight to the car. That's what it means. It means they sent me the driver's side taillight when I said I needed the passenger side. Now, I make mistakes too. All right, I'm human. I make mistakes. So, it's not like I'm better than everybody else. Stuff happens. It's just tonight, this is a 2 for 2. All right, the bumper is not what I paid for $450, and the taillight is completely the wrong taillight. I can't even use it. Like I can't, and I just punted. I kicked the old one, so that one's long gone, right? And I threw it in the garbage. I was going to drive this car home, and to make it even better, I went to start it just to make sure everything's working. The battery's dead. So it's one of those nights. Now this bumper is not bolted on. I wanted to make sure everything was working, and it looks like everything is working the way it's supposed to. The lights and everything and the backup sensors appear to all be working, so I can button it back up now. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the video without completing the car, and that sucks. That's not how I like to do things, but by the time this guy gets back to me, and like I said, I checked my eBay listing. I did pay for a passenger side taillight. That's what I bought. That is not what he sent me. Thankfully, I have the pictures, and it's got his writing all over it, It's got whatever all these little writing things are, and he's got this little sticker right here, and clearly, this is a driver's side taillight. I'm just going to have to wait for the right one to come in. Sucks, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to button up all my little pieces. This unfortunately means I cannot put my interior of the trunk back together because I'm just going to have to do this again, and I'm not taking it apart again. So I'll gather up all the stuff, make sure it's all in one place. I'll put it somewhere safe where I will surely forget where it's at or lose all of it. We'll button up this bumper, and I'm going to call this video a wrap. I'll put the battery on charge, and I'm going to go home because it's getting late. Here's the finished battery terminals. I think they, look better-ish. They look decent. This battery may not come back to life. I'm a little concerned about it. This is a relatively new battery. So I put it on charge, and within like 15 minutes, this thing said it was almost completely charged, and I knew better. I was like, no, this battery's been completely dead for a long time. So first thing I did is I popped the caps off. I checked the water level in it. It's full. Water's completely full. Everything in there looks good. Doesn't look sulfated or anything. Everything is very clean inside this battery. So I don't see any reason why this thing wouldn't charge. So what I decided to do is instead of trying to charge it, I've got it on a repair cycle. So I'm gonna just leave this while I go home. I'm gonna leave this on a repair cycle. I'm going to probably put that AGM battery on a charge while I'm gone as well. And hopefully when I come back tomorrow, that battery's charged and good and ready to go. And this battery is also good and ready to go. Then I can park these outside and start on the next project, which is probably going to be putting these wheels and tires. I hate doing it because the car's not ready yet. But I'm probably going to put these wheels and tires on the Ford Galaxy. That's what I bought them for. And I got Nick's tires over here. You guys remember Nick? We found out his tires were rotten. I found these. These are Scepter 4XS's. And I got a set of 4 of these. These are touring tires, 40,000 mile tread wear. I got these on Simple Tire on eBay, believe it or not. Brand new for $308 for a set of 4. And I got the TPMS sensors for $24 off of Amazon. They're plug and play. Put them in the wheel, put them on the car. You don't have to program anything. They'll automatically set themselves. Those are $24 for a set of 4. It was going to cost me, I looked at every place, Walmart, Discount Tire, Tire Rack, everywhere I looked to get the tires, TPMS sensors, everything and installed was going to be right at $800 for a set of I said, get out of here. No, we got the tools right here. We're going to do it ourselves, man. So $308 plus $24 for a set of TPMS sensors. Nick's going to have himself a nice brand new set of tires. These, unfortunately, I will need to put on the Galaxy because the Galaxy has an appointment in Ada on Thursday. We're going to take it down there and see if they can cut me a new key. Apparently, the dealership that sold it to me lost the door and trunk keys. So I have to, the tires on that Galaxy are rotten. I could tow it, but I'd rather drive it and make a video about it. So we're going to try to drive that Galaxy 500 that I have not driven other than the 10 miles, and that's it. We're going to put good tires and wheels on it, and we're just going to hit the road. We're going to cross our fingers and, you know, hope that we make it. And after we make it, hopefully we can get a set of keys, and then hopefully we can make it back. I think I'm going to go ahead and close out this video now, guys. There's no point in... There's nothing for me to show you putting screws back in a bumper and putting a battery on charge. So I know we did not get everything done that I wanted to get done today. Sometimes that's how it goes. And when you've got a yard with over 20 cars on it and they all need work and attention, days like this are inevitable. It's going to happen. You just have to, you know, kick something, not something alive, but, you know, kick something, don't hurt yourself, throw something, whatever you got to do, say a few choice words and make yourself feel a little better. And then move on. I promise you we're going to come back with the BMW. I actually really love this car. I'm not joking. I'm mostly disappointed tonight, not only that I couldn't finish this video for you, but I wanted to drive it home. I was really excited to drive it home. I got the AC working the way it's supposed to. I was going to have that bumper on and the lights and everything. This thing was, I was going to drop the top and just cruise this bad boy home. I was really looking forward to it. So it's kind of disappointing. I have not driven this car other than the 10-mile run when we first got it, and then when Nick drove it, and that's it. The car has just been parked in a field ever since. So, listen, we'll be back with more content soon. I hope you enjoyed this kind of crazy video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.